Sessions and lessons unscripted. Oh yeah. Where the groove gets lifted. Ooh, don't miss it. Clap your hands, lean in, we're gifted.
Hey there, everybody. Guess who it is? What? She just gives me this weird look. It's Joel, your buddy, host of Sessions and Lessons Unscripted. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Yes, lady, what do you got on your mind?
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Gloria Rosario, my better half.
Doubtful, but yes.
Why would you say that? That you're not my better half?
I have my moments.
Well, no, now that you mention it, I am the better half.
I hope you guys can hear the eye roll that I just gave them.
That creaking noise. It's like...
Yeah, that's my very tired eye roll.
Her dry eyeballs.
Yeah.
So, lady, pretty soon we will be married a whole 2 years.
If by soon you mean when?
Well, it depends on when people are listening to this. So I will
True. Yeah.
This weekend will be our anniversary, our 2-year anniversary.
2 whole years.
Being married.
Wow.
Wow, it doesn't even seem that long.
It's been a real
It does, but it doesn't.
No, it's been a really, really crazy up and down roller coaster.
Tell me about it. Yeah, so we actually just got back from a trip. We had, I wanted this big fancy vacation, but we ended up settling. Well, I shouldn't even say settle. We agreed on just taking a little, couple-hour drive outside of our city.
Yeah, at that point, I didn't want to venture out too far. We had a lot of stuff going on while we were kind of planning this. So.
Well, yeah, when we were planning our trip, we were kind of keeping Gloria's grandmother and her family situation in consideration. We decided, because we were going to go out of state and everything, but we ended up wanted to stay close just in case, but
we had a couple things that we wanted to do. Colorado was one of them, and the trip.
We were talking about going to Colorado, Oregon, which I always wanted to go to Oregon. I think I actually have family in Oregon. Excuse me. What else did we say? Colorado, Oregon, Minneapolis.
Yeah, we had a whole list.
Yeah, we had a bunch of destinations.
Oh, we've been wanting to go to Uranus.
Yes, there is. There's a place I think it's in Missouri, right? Or I don't know. I think it's Missouri. I'm not sure.
I believe so.
Some people out there might have heard of them. They're on Facebook, and they were pretty viral because it's the Uranus Fudge Factory.
It's an actual place. Look it up.
Yeah, an actual place. And all of their ads and all of their posting, everything, they're just like not serious at all. They're always some kind of pun about poop or butts or just Uranus Fudge Factory. But I think that's on that whole Route 66 thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but we were gonna take a drive that way just to check it out. It seems like a cool place. And of course it's chocolate, so Gloria would stay there all day.
Yeah, so.
So we ended up settling to, it was maybe like a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
It's a national park here in Illinois. And, it was almost in Iowa. And we did some hiking, which was good and not so good because,
he did amazing, you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I struggled a little bit. I mean, I walk and everything. That was my main. When I was losing tons of weight before, that's all I did was walk, and I was dropping weight like crazy. But this was like a a bunch of stairs, like a ton of stairs, a ton of hills.
I had been there. I've been there a handful of times, and I told him I was like, "There's a lot of steps and a lot of altitude. Are you sure you want to do this?" And he was all gung ho. So
It sure was. But you know, I mean, I did feel pretty good after I got up top,
right,
and
they had some spectacular views.
yeah, it was really cool. I mean, we didn't do the whole because I think the whole hike is like maybe 5 to 7 miles worth of hiking trails.
Yeah, and we got there kind of late.
Yeah, we got there late.
It was like around 3.
Yeah, about 3 o'clock. And I mean, their visitor center closes soon after that.
Yeah, so
So I mean, walking deep is free as long as it's, you have daylight. But, yeah, so we got there, we walked, I mean, we did a nice little chunk.
I don't even know how long we walked for. I mean, how many miles, but we walked quite a bit.
Yeah, we did,
It took us about 2 hours.
view of the overlooks, because there was these overlooks. And then there was the canyon, and yeah, it was cool. A lot of squirrels.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to see a Sasquatch.
No such thing there.
But then again, you married the Sasquatch, so
Yes, I did.
you were walking.
I was walking with Sasquatch.
So yeah, we just got back, and I mean, it's amazing. It was it was so quiet. I mean, really quiet.
I definitely needed the little getaway just to separate myself from everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things with this trip. Not only was it, our anniversary vacay or whatever, but I know and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there, you remember, I mean, you know what happened with her grandmother and everything. And Gloria has been not feeling so great I mean, for understandably so. So I thought, let me take her away and let's go, just forget about stuff for a while. And it was great. I mean, it was very peaceful, very relaxing. It was just, I mean, and we didn't even necessarily had to do anything.
No, the best part is that we went thrifting.
Oh, that was great. Gloria and I, that was one thing we had in common. We like to go thrifting and finding like vintage stuff or whatever. And thrifting up here is just, to me, it's dead. It's like it's not worth the time anymore.
No, we went to the middle of nowhere and there was a store and we came out like bandits.
Oh my gosh, you should have seen. We actually came home with more stuff than when we left. It looked like we were moving.
It did. It's so ridiculous, but I am so glad that we went out there. Like I said, I really needed the separation, the quiet, just to kind of be still and, just be by myself and, just give myself that space. This weekend will be the first time since my grandmother has passed that we're having a get together at a family member's house for baby shower. So I'm kind of a little on edge, but I kind of have to get back to reality. I couldn't stay away forever. We had to come back at some point.
Yeah, and excuse me, that's a good point that you brought up, because that's kind of what we were talking about today. And we said, hey, we should turn the mics on and kind of discuss it. It's like we went on this trip and it was an escape, right? I mean, we didn't have anything to worry about. We just did our thing. We relaxed. We felt great, whatever. But as everybody knows, it doesn't last forever. You got to get back to reality. you got to get back to work. You got to get back to dealing with the same BS. You got to deal with, life. And that's kind of what we were talking about. But then I was kind of like, we were discussing how you got to take that calmness, happiness, whatever, what have you, and carry it into like you basically when we were talking about we had a reset. I felt like I got reset.
Well, I mean, for me, it was yes and no. Naturally, I'm still having a hard time with, the passing of my grandmother. But I think I'm kind of not necessarily finding my footing or finding my place because I'm still kind of like lost.
Mm.
But I feel like I'm making progress. I'm still kind of honestly, I'm still feeling some sort of way. But like I said, with my family functions coming up this weekend, I just kind of have to make that step to kind of move forward a little bit. And it doesn't mean that I don't miss my grandmother, and it doesn't mean that,
Of course not.
it's going to make me magically feel better because naturally it's going to take me a while to heal from it. But I think being able to relax for, last few days and just giving myself that like separation, that space from everything, it did kind of reset me.
Mhm.
But like I said, I came back and everything just started to come back. I like the emotions and all that stuff, but it's a little bit more under control than it has been, I think.
I was gonna ask you, don't you feel like you can kind of tap into that, that feeling you got when you were away for that little bit and kind of use it to help you kind of over this grieving process or anything like that, or no?
I think so. Like I said, I'm human. I'm gonna have a range of emotions,
Yeah.
Grieving is different for absolutely every person.
Mhm.
It's- being that I cared for someone for such a long time, it's not gonna go away overnight.
No.
I lost a huge part of myself. And I know that sounds kind of weird to people, like, well, you lost part of yourself with your grandmother. But I did. She was like, you know,
Yeah, but you gotta understand 14 years just side by side.
it
Yeah.
just, I feel like I lost my mom, or you know what I mean? It's just like a huge loss for me. But I'm kind of just starting to get my footing and starting to kind of navigate through my emotions. Medication helps.
Yeah.
you know, um, but I had my moments, um, I had a moment today, and it's just like it comes at random times. I don't control it, obviously, we don't always, I don't always express myself well, and it comes out in different opportunities. I want to say, like different situations where it's not appropriate. You know what I mean?
Explain yourself.
Um, I feel like, um, just because I feel like I haven't let everything out, I tend to be on my toes more. Just kind of like, well, what do you mean? Or just kind of questioning everything. And it's not like you. I know it's me, you know. Um, like I'm a little bit more emotionally sensitive right now, but that's not normally me. Usually I'll just brush people off and stuff.
That's like, and we'll be completely transparent and honest today, uh, because Gloria and I we're two goofballs, right? We give each other crap all the time. We like try to out funny each other and whatever. We like to joke around and laugh, right? So today, Gloria was just like, she kept saying I was picking on her, which I was not. And I don't know. It's then I don't know. It was just, it became kind of awkward after a while. And then it was like, it's not, I'll just stop talking to you because if everything I do is irritating you.
But it's not that I'm trying to start an argument. It's just like I said, this
No.
blazed. You know, that's how I am. I'm not good at like my emotions or whatever. And I know this. You know this. This is how I am. And It's not necessarily like the best way to deal with things, but that's how I deal with things, you know? You married this. The look he's giving me right now.
Yeah, and you married this.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I am not your enemy.
No, but it's just the way that I deal with things, you know, and it's not probably the most healthiest of ways. And like I said, I'm not a good person with emotions, and I've never lied about that. I'm not good with my emotions, you know? I'm either super happy or angry. There is no in between with me.
I wouldn't say angry.
Not angry, but you know what I mean? I'm more like on my toes and sassy, you know? And I don't like to be like this, and I don't mean to be like this, but like I said, I'm going through so many emotions and stuff. You know, I'll be okay 1 minute, and the next minute is just like, oh, that sucks. You know what? Like, what am I gonna do tomorrow? Or like, you know what I mean? And eventually, I think I go back to work October, like sometime in October. I have already talked to my supervisor, and I'm gonna be going back to work, and you know that's gonna be difficult. Um, it's just a lot. It's a lot, you know, and I'm trying to give myself enough time to kind of release things and just kind of not take everything to heart, because I know that it's not directed at you. It's just me trying to regulate myself, you know?
Yes, but you do know, and this goes everybody out there, that we've said this before. I'm here to, and you can always talk to me. You can always like confide in me if you need to let it out. I'm here, and everyone out there should be the same way. If you have some sort of issue or anything, find somebody to kind of like, I was gonna say be a crutch, but just find someone that you can talk to, get advice from, something like that. Like you heard Gloria mention that she has taken medications. She talked to her doctor about this, and they decided to prescribe her something to help her along, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that goes for everyone out there. And let me mention, we are not professionals, we're not doctors, we're not therapists, nothing. Uh, but sometimes you need that extra professional help or some kind of medication to cope, and there's not completely nothing wrong with that.
No, and the thing is like, I feel, I mean, it's too soon for the medication to work, but I think it kind of has like an effect, you know? It takes anywhere, well, according to my doctor, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to
Well, most medications
right
like that,
to
yeah.
work. But she says that I should start feeling like a little bit more relaxed, which I have been. You have to admit that I haven't been as wired as I have been, you know, in the past. At least I'm sleeping now.
Yeah, you have been, well, like that and
Yes and
them
no. Yeah.
relaxing
Right.
had nothing to do.
Right. I mean, my sleeping is still kind of off, but it's so much better than, you know, before I wasn't sleeping. I would sleep for like 2, 3 hours and then wake up and then be up for the rest of the day until it was time for bed. You know, and that's getting a little better. Um, and I'm not shy about telling my family like, hey, I'm not okay. You know, I had
No one should be.
no, I had a visit with one of my aunts today, and you know, I'm kind of helping her with some stuff for, you know, the baby shower.
Right.
And I asked her, how are you doing? You know, she told me how she was doing, and she's like, how are you? I was like, well, you know, I'm on medication, and, you know, and she understood where I was coming from, you know, and we talked for a little bit, and then I was just kind of like, she was busy and I had to go, and it was just like, all right, well, we'll talk later. But she was in agreement. It's easier to distract me or ourselves because after my grandma passed, you know, we had a lot of family from out of state and even people from, you know, Mexico, and we had people flying from a couple of places. So we had a lot of family. We're a huge family, you know.
Yeah, you are.
There was a lot of distractions, you know. We were
You know, I don't mean to cut you off, but that word that you just said a couple times really like sticking with me.
mhm.
Distraction.
Right.
Like, I think that's a good way to put the trip, right? It was a distraction,
Right.
which sometimes you need to be distracted because you can't, if you focus only on the negative and the sadness and all that stuff, I mean, it's just going to eat away at you and be bad for you.
But see, the sadness and the depression is still there. You know, you
Right.
you
That's
just
the,
don't feel it as much because you're busy.
yeah, you're doing something
But
else.
like I was telling my aunt, after everybody went back to their homes and their countries and wherever they came from,
Mhm.
it was that the day after. It was like I think the last of my family left on a Wednesday, I think. I don't even remember, but they were here for a while. And then the next morning I woke up and I was like, crap. What do I do?
Mhm.
I have nothing to do. I mean, obviously there's cooking and cleaning and everyday stuff, right? But that's not what I'm used to. That's not my schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
routine already.
I had my routine for 14 years.
Yeah.
So of course, when you wake up the day after everybody leaves, and now everything sets in.
You know, and I had a similar situation, right? So when
Right.
my spouse passed the morning after, it's just,
It's weird.
it is weird.
It's weird. And it was just like, you know, my mom and my brothers kept asking, how are you feeling? How are you doing? And I was like, well, you know, um, Grandma's not here, mom's not here, your mom's not here. I don't know what to do. Like, it was the weirdest sensation that I've felt ever. I've never
Yeah,
felt
there's
that
like
before. It was like an eerie silence.
yeah, like an awkwardness.
Awkwardness.
Yeah, I completely understand. That's
You
how
know,
it was with me.
I still have that.
Yeah.
Like today, like I said, I went to my aunt's house and my grandmother stayed with her for a while. And that's where I was watching my grandmother for a while.
Right.
So some part of me expected to see my grandmother there, but I knew I know I'm in touch with the reality, obviously. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it kind of brought feelings back. Like it made it more solid. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
she's gone. Like crap. You know, how do we move on, or how do we, kind of get to the point where we're okay with those emotions? And the only way to do it is to move forward because
Yep.
nothing's gonna stop.
Nothing you're those gonna bring her back.
Nothing I do, and that's the part that kind of like it hurts, and and that's okay. It's gonna hurt,
Mm.
but it's just the realization of not having your place, but still having your place, if it makes sense.
Mhm.
Obviously I still have, a lot of people around me that care. Um, but it's hard, you know?
And it's gonna be hard, but you have people that support you, so you have that's something to look, positively about, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, excuse me guys. I'm kind of tearing up. Um, it's gonna be hard for me to go back to work, and not because I don't want to work, because believe me, I I'm the type of person that has always.
We have bills to pay.
No, of course the bills need should be. But you have to admit, we've been doing pretty good with everything.
Yes, I am completely grateful. I mean, are things perfect? No, I'm not gonna lie, they're not. But we're maintaining, we're keeping our heads above water, so can't.
Like everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people now. So I mean, I am truly grateful for what we have, the life we have right now. Like you said earlier, I mean, we went through some stuff. Like this was, and it was stuff that happened shortly after we got married. We kind of looked at each other like, this is cursed or something, or
No, really, it was so crazy. Like,
because when we got married September, 2 years ago, September, right? And then shortly after that, I think that was the fire, right? That because I was at thanks
So I think you got your job. I think
or did I
happened
lose
first.
my job? No. It was the fire first. We had a fire.
Yeah, because it was around Christmas time and I
It
had
was
that
like
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yes. Okay.
So we had a fire,
November.
and then we had to deal with all of that. I mean, it wasn't a huge fire. I mean, it was.
But it did enough damage to where it took multiple conversations
Yeah.
at different companies.
Yeah, it was a headache.
That was a whole headache, and yeah.
So we had that. So happy, happy anniversary, right? So we had the fire. Then, few months after the fire, I got let go from my job. And then after that, Gloria's grandmother had a stroke.
No, it was my mother first.
Oh, her mother
And
first.
3 days later, my
Her
grandmother.
grandmother had a stroke.
Yeah.
So then there was that, and then what else was there? That was like other stuff, I think. I don't remember now.
There was so many things that happened.
Little just annoyances. It was just like it was one thing after the
Like
other.
the biggest headache was the fire.
Well, yeah,
Because you have to admit, we just basically wrapped it up a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So it's been an ongoing headache, and we just got to a point of being done with the city and being done with everybody else. That it's just like it's been a headache.
Yeah, our 2024 was not great.
It was not.
And then our 2025 was better. Way better.
Yeah, it's gotten better. I mean,
We're still married.
yeah. Tentatively speaking.
Yeah. For now. No, we're not splitting up ever. What do you mean? We're stuck.
The biggest thing that happened this year was obviously, my grandmother passing, and that was recent. There was a point where my grandmother was still in the hospital, and then my mom went to the hospital. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, she went to the hospital, but they didn't keep her or anything, but it was just like what more? Like one thing at a time,
Man, now that I think about it, when we first met, you had to go to the hospital. We were having like weird issues
That's
like
true. Yes.
that, right?
Yes, I was. As a matter of fact, I was visiting my grandmother at the
You
hospital
were, and then you ended up being admitted to the same hospital.
on a different floor.
Man.
It's just, I've had a very colorful life, and I am grateful for everything that has happened. Whether it's good or, I mean, we're not perfect, you and I.
Well, I'm pretty close.
No, get over yourself.
We've discussed this before. I am pretty close. Close but no cigar.
No, but we're not perfect, and we have our moments. I know I have my moments, but
Yeah, she does.
that's life. You know what I mean? And thankful for everything that I went through with my grandmother. Everything that happened with my grandmother, it happened with the intention of me kind of being her advocate, and now that she has, departed and it's just me and my mom, I get to kind of be there for my mom a little more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just kind of, it gives me a sense of relief because my grandmother's not in pain anymore. She's not suffering anymore. She's at peace.
Right.
And that brings me comfort. And I think that that's what I need to hold on to, that she's not in pain, which was, I hated seeing her in the hospital. She always came back from the hospital, and we expected that she was going to come home again. we had plans, but life happens and just, with my grandmother being 89 years old, she had the stroke.
Well, that wasn't even like the only time she's had a stroke, right?
Well, she had
Like 2 or 3 other times.
she had a,
Then and she had dementia and Alzheimer's.
yeah. Well, I think we believe she had 2 strokes while she was in the hospital.
Mm.
And I think it was just her body was tired. Her body wanted to keep going. Obviously, her blood count went back up to 14. And a couple of days later, she passed. So obviously, her body was tired. Her body's like, no more. Her spirit and her will and her determination wanted to come back, but it just didn't happen. And I just have to be thankful for the times that I did spend with her. Thankful for the people that are still in my life. It's hard and I miss her. But, eventually we have to get back to like some sort of normal.
Mhm.
And I'm always going to have that void in me because, like I said, she was a huge part of my life. And I feel like I said, my mom is still here, thankfully, but I feel like my grandmother became my second mom. So I do feel like a huge piece of my heart is like gone.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, even though that she is gone and everything, a good way to kind of like honor her and keep her like the memory of her, memory or whatever going is move on. She's not, I'm sure, she's not going to want to see everyone still, crying and mourning, and like she wants to see people happy and moving on. So, like, yes, it's hard and everyone grieves differently and everything, but I mean, and it's okay to distract yourself, right? It's perfectly normal. It's
Yeah.
fine. So anyone out there that's going through something similar, yes, distractions I personally don't think there's anything wrong with it, but you do eventually have to kind of come back to a reality, quote unquote, right?
Right. And I mean, it's still kind of fresh. She just passed last month.
Right.
At this point, it's a month. And like I said, it's a process that everyone has to go through. It's not only me feeling bad. I mean, she's got kids that are actually her kids that I'm sure are going through different emotions, I've got cousins, I've got brothers, I've got, siblings, I've got, you know what I mean? And we're all going through our different processes and we are all grieving like different ways. But I'm just thankful that I do have people in my life that I can, count on and call or talk to. I'm still not answering phone calls or texts or anything, but
It's all, I mean, you just take your time, there's no hurry.
no, but again, eventually I do kind of have to get back to some sort of norm or start to find my norm because it's also not healthy to shelter yourself. You have to kind of, in order for you to move on, you kind of have to be with people and just remember that, my grandmother passed and I love her and I miss her every day, but I still have people here who depend on me.
Right.
And that's not going to change. I mean, it could change. We've learned that, that things change overnight. But for right now, I just have to live in the moment and be present here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the trip was good. I needed it. I needed the silence. I needed to kind of just take naps and just relax and be in silence.
That was very good. And I'm not the nap guy.
No,
But
he's not.
I I was napping. I didn't care. Like, I'm like, I got nowhere to go. I got nothing to do
No,
unless we had something we planned. But
and even then, we weren't on a strict schedule.
yeah, we weren't like in a hurry to go do stuff.
No.
That was great. And then it was just driving around with all the cornfields. And I mean, man, it was so great. Like, Gloria and I would just hop in the car and then put on this, these cool playlists that, I mean, it was like a movie almost, right? Like, we're just driving this open road, just nothing. And it was great.
Yeah.
Man, I want to do that again.
Yeah.
She doesn't sound too sure.
I was like, I do, but you know, it's good every once in a while to give yourself that space.
A break, yeah.
A break. We all need a break. Not just because somebody passed. Don't make that the reason that you take a break.
No, I mean,
it was a huge
you
factor.
have to take time for yourself.
You do and I think that's part of a huge factor in finding that space to kind of begin the healing. Because you have to start from somewhere, and even if it's just disconnecting from everybody and just hanging out in your house, I would have been just as happy to hang out in the house for that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no place like home.
Right.
I love being in my own filth and in my own bed and just being home, but it felt really nice to be somewhere else.
Man, speaking of home, like, there was so many cool houses, and like, we were like, man, what would it be like if we moved down here? Like, it was like, but then what would we do? Like, what would, like, let's see, the population of the town we stayed in was 700 people. Gloria and I are from Chicago. Chicago has a population of 3 million.
About on the short end.
3 million people, okay? Now, the town we went to, 700. The town next over, 200 people live there. And then I think there was another town that had like 400.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's like insane.
That the whole time that we were there, I think we only saw one police officer.
Yeah, only one cop.
Yeah.
Only
The
one.
sheriff.
That was it.
That's
No police, no.
the area where we live in.
It was super clean. No, I had not one spot of graffiti anywhere.
Oh.
No, I mean, it was just ridiculous.
It was so like people were so nice.
Yes, although we did have some creepy people the first day we were there.
Two fat Latinos, in a predominantly Caucasian area. Yeah, that we're gonna stick out.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward. But other than that, a lot of people, wow. And like, I almost fell over when we were at the national park hiking. We had people pass us and smile and say hello. And I'm like, I just kind of looked at them like, huh?
What do you want?
I normally say hello to people, and it's like, whatever. People out there know what's going on. People are just rude. They don't say it back or whatever. Or you hold the door for them. They don't say thank you. But, yeah, people were like super nice. Yeah, it was great. I totally want to go back down there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, then I even had, whatchamacallit, oh, and I lost my train of thought. Then it's cool. And I mean, there's like all these little like produce stands, and it was great. And then, I mean, I've gone on little trips like that before, but not like this.
Yeah, this was a special trip. Like I said, we needed the getaway, but it's also around our anniversary and stuff, and that to me, again, since we're pretty open about stuff, Joel was, you have family members that travel all over the place, and here we are in a cornfield. And I was like, at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, we can be in Cancun, Alaska, Florida, anywhere. And as long as we're spending time together, that's the important part to me. It's not so much like the place, because wherever we go, we make the place.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It would be nice to be able to like have the money, resources, or whatever to like go to, Puerto Rico or anywhere, like fly to a out of state or out of the country.
No, but in reality, I didn't want to travel too.
Oh yeah.
And that was the most important thing to me. I didn't want to be too far from my family, considering everything. What's a 2-hour drive in an emergency?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that to me was the most important factor, because Colorado could have easily happened.
Yeah.
Missouri could have easily happened. Those are easy trips to kind of navigate through. But again, I wanted to be around in case anything happened, and something did happen before we left and stuff. And that's fine. We have time. There will be other occasions and other trips to take,
Yes.
so it's all good.
Yes. If you say so.
I do say so. Just keep buying me snacks and we'll be all right.
Yes, snacks, and more snacks.
And perfumes.
Yeah, we even it's weird too, because the stores down there, I mean, like thrifting. Let's get back to the thrifting thing, right? So Gloria and I were like, we didn't really have an itinerary or anything together. We just knew we were gonna go hiking and spending time outdoors and stuff like that. And then we had the idea like, oh man, it would be great to, check out thrift stores down here or whatever, which was actually pretty awesome because, oh, and that's another thing. These towns, if anyone like decides to go down there, make sure you're there like Thursday beyond. We were like,
So true.
we were like trying to plan stuff on the fly, and this is closed, that's closed, this is closed. Like everything opens like on Thursdays.
Thursdays to Sundays are their major event days.
Yeah, like if you want to go for barbecue, like I mean, I'm sure barbecue down there is fire. You ain't getting it on a Monday. You're not getting it on a Monday, Tuesday.
Barbecuing.
Yeah, you better be the one doing the barbecuing because you ain't going nowhere.
No, and we're like, oh, let's find out museum. Open Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, open Thursday, or they're only open like 3 hours in the day. It's like, it was crazy,
Yeah, that was.
but it was great, man. I really enjoyed it. And like Gloria said, there's something we needed,
Yeah.
especially Gloria. And I'm glad you felt, relaxed and energized.
Yeah.
So 2 years together.
So, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
what will you change in from the two?
Not have a fire or lose my job.
You know where I was going with this too. That's the funny part.
What else? All right, finish your question. Let's make it official.
No, that was it. You answered it. I'm looking at.
What would I changed?
Yeah.
Or what would I change? Absolutely nothing.
I would have changed a few things.
Okay, then tell what would you change?
Not the fire.
You would or would not change?
I would change the fire. That's
Well, that's
expensive. Yeah. Not have the fire, and I think that's it. That was like the biggest thing, because even when you weren't working, we didn't struggle. Like, we had little issues here and there, but we weren't like worried about the bills or anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't that bad. I think the fire was worse than you losing your job.
Yeah, I mean, either way is
Bad.
big inconvenience.
But again, look at how long we've been dealing with the fire. We just closed at the beginning of summer, or what was it like?
Yeah, but that was partly the I'm not even going to get into
Oh,
that, but
not.
dealing with certain people and places and whatever, it was just, I'm just glad it's over.
Like I said, that has been the biggest issue in our lives. Like the fire, I think has been like the most, well, aside from my mom and my grandmother being in the hospital and all that, but the house is replaceable.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as us together and our lives, I wouldn't change anything. Not one thing, I don't think.
I would have gone to Vegas for the wedding.
Okay, I will agree with you there. Oh my God, we should have just, we were gonna elope too. Although I would have been happy with just that.
Yeah, but we wanted family, so,
I don't think there was anything wrong with that. We wanted to include our parents and make it special.
Yeah.
Although well, whatever. Well, people out there that are married, they know how that is.
Yeah.
I mean, marriage is not
I
cheap.
tell my younger cousins that are like in that age where, they're moving in with boyfriends and girlfriends and,
Mm-hmm.
don't get
Hey, and according to the official new law, if you stay with them 7 years that you're married, you're considered married anyways.
Yeah.
Look at it this way: if you stick around for 7 years, you want to pay for it. So just hang on for 7 years.
But no, that doesn't include like one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to get married, or when we were discussing whether or not to get married.
My charming, good looks, charisma, and well, I was gonna say bank account, but not no more.
Because we pulled out after the wedding. No, but seriously. Wait, what was I saying?
About my charisma, good looks, and bank account.
I'm so off track now. Tired. What was I saying?
I don't even remember. We're married, I have that husband
Selective hearing.
husband hearing. Just like wife hearing. What did you say? You know what I said.
Yeah. Oh, how I tell my cousins and other people like,
Don't do it.
don't do it, man. I was like, I've never been so bored as to
I wouldn't go as far as tell people not to get married.
Don't do it.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But you don't need,
Oh, that's where I was going with it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Uh-huh.
My biggest thing is like, if we were together for 7 years and you ended up going to the hospital, or I ended up going to the hospital, I have no say or control over what other people decide.
Yeah, but you do now.
Now I do. But before that was...
No, if I'm saying now, if you're together 7 years, you're just automatically by law a married couple.
Commonwealth married.
Still married.
But it's not the same thing.
I don't know how that works.
Well, I'm telling you how it works.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What would a legal counsel? I'm telling you how.
I'm telling you how it works.
Okay, so what else?
What else? I don't know.
Since we're a lawyer now.
Since we're a lawyer, that was it. That was my spiel.
Oh, okay, what else?
I don't know. Doctor know-it-all.
I do know a lot of things. Useless things, but I know a lot of things.
Learn how to win the lottery, damn it.
Maybe this is a story we'll get into down the line. I know we've mentioned that we're going to talk about my story in depth and stuff, and we'll talk more about some of Gloria's things, and but yeah, I don't even know where they're going with this, but I don't know.
We're both showing signs of dementia and Alzheimer's here.
Oh, good. Well, it is kind of late, so. But you know what? We're still nuttier than squirrel. You know what? Whatever. You're so cheesy. That's what she used to say all the time when we first met.
Now I just think
Because she couldn't take that I was so charming and like, funny and witty. So her answer was always, "You're so cheesy,"
You're so cheap.
because I was so romantic.
Ask him what I call him now.
Well, I don't know if I could repeat some of those things. There's a few things. All unwarranted, by the way. People, you should see. I'm a saint. I told you. Near perfect.
Again, the eye roll. I hope you guys hear it.
It's like a hamster wheel. It sounds like a hamster wheel. All right, peeps. We're gonna leave it there. And, just want to put it out there that this woman's amazing. And I would totally do it again. And I hope we have many, 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 many more anniversaries.
Many?
A lot. But I love this woman more than you know, or that I can express. So, happy anniversary, my love.
Thank you. Happy anniversary to you too, dear.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay. And now that we have one listener left, guys, don't forget to visit the website sessionsandlessonsunscripted.com. Make sure to check out we post the podcast on there, as well as doing some articles here and there. And please feel free to kind of browse. This blog has been open for, years. So there's a lot of content on there. Also, if you want to drop us a line at the email, it's sessionsandlessonsmail@gmail.com. You can email us with any criticisms, any contributions, jokes, memes, anything you'd like. And don't forget the socials: TikTok, Instagram, Threads. I don't know. There's a bunch. Facebook.
Yeah, we're available across all major platforms. So
Right.
just look for
Also,
us.
social and podcast platforms. So, yeah, guys, remember, you got to take breaks for yourselves. You got to get some relaxing, some reset time in there. But also remember, you got to come back to, reality, get back to life. Life doesn't stop. It continues on. So try to carry that positive, relaxing, recharged energy into, your present life. And I know sometimes it's not the best or easy or whatever, you guys grunting like, oh, I got to get back to work, or, oh, I got to deal with this and that. But just only way to deal with it is move forward and move forward in a positive light. So, yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Spread the word. Let people know we're here. Gloria, do you have anything to add?
Yes, in reality, we're all going to go through all sorts of emotions. Just give yourself that space. Whether it's just sitting around drinking coffee or tea, reading a book, or just taking a little escape, give yourself that space. It's okay to, have your moment and have your breakdowns because, we're all humans at the end of the day.
Yes, that's true.
So with that, we will talk to you guys later.
All right, guys. See you on the next episode.
Bye.